My name is Jennifer, and I'm a little hungry.
And I am Crystal, and I am, let's see here, cold.
Same.
Yeah. Oh. Welcome back to Such a Effing Lady, the podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
And now we will be talking about giving a lady her flowers. I'm going to get it right one day.
Oh,
I am.
maybe. And if not, that's fine too.
Thank you.
So this week, I want to give my flowers to an individual who goes by the name of Jamila Riley, formerly known as Jamila Barnett. Jamila is my cousin, my big cousin, and she has a business called J. Riley. And this business started, I don't know, I feel like I saw a picture from like 10 years ago of some earrings that she had made. And back when she first started, like she would make them and then, you know, she just sold them like to people. Like it wasn't, I don't know how structured it was back then. However, now she has a whole brick and mortar store located in the Sherman Phoenix, which is at 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue, open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7 and Saturdays, 10 to 7. And she also has a website, so you can order online and she can ship stuff to you, www.imjriley.com. And so the reason I wanted to give her the flowers is because, so I've watched this transpire. You know, I'm right there, but also kind of from afar.
Mm-hmm.
And so my cousin, okay, yeah. So she was a teen mom, and right out the gate, twins. And she now, you know, she has more children. She's married and all of that. But like, I watched her like hustle, not the illegal way, hustle from the time that she became a mom at 17, 18, one of those numbers. She used to do hair.
Oh,
So
she did used to do braids.
Hand thing to another. Yeah. So she always, like when my hair was braided, it was always her. And I remember, do you remember like in high school? I'm not going to say I started it. I'm just saying I was one of the first people to come to school with, we called them Eve braids. It was nothing but straight backs with some weaves.
Yes.
But she would do designs sometimes. And then
I do remember your to the back braid.
They
didn't look right on my head though. I just got a big head. But I do remember that.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I just know we all rocked them at some point in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how she would like make money on the side, was doing the braids. She's also like, she's very artistic. So like she can paint stuff. So like some of these paintings you see around here, she could do this.
I didn't know that.
She paints. She was, she went to school for art. Like, I think maybe to become an art teacher.
That makes
because
sense.
she did, do you remember when she did like her, you know, I think you have to do like classroom hours or something. She did it at Mesmer.
I don't remember
with Mr.
that.
Don't remember his name, but he was the art teacher in the
Oh,
basement.
I remember. Oh, what was his name? Dang it.
No. Bless his heart. I hope he's
Bless
still
it.
alive.
Me too.
But yeah,
odd fella.
She did her hours at Mesmer. But anyway, it's just like, kudos, girl, because you have done the darn
For real.
thing.
Shout out to Jamila. J. Riley.
To go from just like a vision of like, ooh, I'm making these earrings, to now, like you got celebrities walking around with your earrings on. And
can you give a little bit of color to what she actually makes with J. Riley?
She makes, often imitated, but never duplicated. She makes their earrings from yarn. She crochets. That's what it is, crocheting. Yeah. And so the infamous ones, like the number ones, were the big circle ones. You've seen me wear those. They all have names. I don't remember the names, but she has the big circle ones. Then she has like the little circle ones. And then she has ones that's like, it's a circle, circle, circle. She has, my favorite are the tassels, but she says she hates making them, so she doesn't make those a lot. But like for my 40th, I had on the tassels. She makes the ones where it's like, there's the big like silver hoop, and then it's like strands of yarn coming down. There's those. She has a bunch of different styles.
And it's not just earrings. She does like, I saw blankets in her store at one point.
I think you saw a blanket.
Oh.
She does not make those to sell, because I think people have like tried to buy that blanket. And so,
I
nope.
have.
Yeah. Like she's done hats. I don't know if she does the hats anymore.
I love those hats. That's the one that Erykah Badu bought and wore. It was like a mask hat.
Oh, there's that. But she also
Like,
she was doing the bucket
yeah.
hats too.
She was.
The mask hat, that was a while ago.
Okay, that scared me. It's a bag randomly floating by. That was really weird. But yeah, what do the youngins call the ski masks now? Where
Girl, you know I'm not tapped in.
Oh, hi
Yeah,
Jay.
you would know.
Pooh Shiesty mask.
Yes, the Shiesty mask.
Oh,
yes.
that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So she was making those for a minute. So who are some of the celebrities that have worn her things? Erykah Badu.
I know Pinky Cole has some. She shared that on her page. I don't know. There's been others because like she'll share when like a celebrity posts them or something, but I don't remember all of them. But
definitely a brand and a household name here in Milwaukee for sure.
So shout out
Shay
Riley.
Love her. I mean, her spirit is just beautiful all together though. Anybody who's been around her, I think would know like she's just a beautiful person inside and out. And
you can hear her laugh from like a mile away. She laughs very loud.
Her voice projects just in general. I think she just has like one of those voices, but very beautiful. So shout out to you, girl. What's next?
So last episode, I talked about my finances and how we're really buckling down this year. And so, to that point, there's a couple of things I've been trying out, dabbling with, if you will. One, I created this digital planner, and hindsight, probably should have done it in like November or December, whatever. I think it popped out early January. You can find it on my Etsy shop, which is called Echo and Me Designs. That's EKO and Me Designs. Follow me. Even if you don't buy anything, just follow me, okay? So there's that. I'm trying to get into my creative bag, even though I don't feel like a creative.
You are very
person.
creative. I do. From outside looking in, you really are creative. You be having some bomb-ass ideas.
Thank you. I guess I mean like hands creative. Like I want to create stuff, but I feel like I wish I could braid hair or something. You know what I mean?
Open up your journal. Let's just look at your journal that you have here. It was plain Jane when I gave it to you as part of the Lux mini retreat that happens quarterly. But yes, as an attendee of the Lux mini retreat, you got a regular schmegular journal. And then you, what is it called? Pimped it out? Pimped my ride?
Like Pimped my ride. Oh, that was such a cool show. I used to want that. Carry on.
You pimped out your journal with, you even have something on the front of it.
I mean, it's just a patch, but.
It's a patch that adds character to your journal that makes it yours, and it is creative.
But could I sell it? I guess is the point I'm making. Like, I want something that I can do creatively and then sell. It's supposed to be making money. Sorry. We're deviating. I did the digital planner. Secondly, we've mentioned before how I had the pleasure, honor, joy of officiating your wedding.
Yes.
Because I am an ordained minister.
You are.
Notice, Jay, okay? We're different types, okay? The point is that I can officiate.
I'm the real deal. You're not.
If you're looking to get married, I can officiate.
Can you officiate, Jay?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I need an extra license though, but yeah.
I was trying to make a distinction. It didn't work.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I can do burials too, so
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I probably shouldn't go preach anywhere.
Yeah. So any of your loved ones die, I can do the funeral as well.
I don't know if never mind. Go ahead.
Won't be that type.
Don't hire Jay.
Won't be that type of. Won't be that type of funeral.
Oh, jeez.
Gather around.
No, thank you.
She can wake up like,
hold on now. I didn't ask for Jay. Sorry, Jennifer. You were saying about your.
You guys don't get the joke.
Yeah.
And then another thing. So, back when I was in law school, right? A very stressful time of my life. On Thursdays, I want to say. That's the day when Scandal came on, right? Wasn't Shondaland Thursdays?
Yeah.
So on Thursdays.
Dang, Grey's Anatomy, everything.
All of them. But I didn't watch Grace. I think Grace came on first and then Scandal.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The point is my neighbor and I would get together. She lived upstairs. I'd bring all my nail stuff, come upstairs, and then we would watch Scandal while we did our nails together on Thursdays. Sometimes I just did it in my own apartment, but a lot of times I would go up to hers. Or sometimes, remember my friend Marcy? They thought we look alike.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes she and I would do our nails together. And this all was very therapeutic and I enjoyed it. And then like years later, I still would do my nails sometimes. And then I was like, F this, I'm making grown-up money. I deserve, hashtag I deserve. I'm going to go.
Hashtag, boy.
I've worn it out.
Throw the whole hashtag away. Y'all bitches don't deserve, excuse me. We don't always deserve everything. Go ahead.
That came from Mama D too. Anyway, I was like, no, I'm going to go get pampered and just get my nails done. And so, shout out to Trina. Before Trina, I've been getting my nails done a long time.
But still, shout out to Trina.
Yeah,
She
for
does
sure, shout
bomb
out to
nails,
Trina.
And she's wonderful.
So I was just, getting manicures. And then I got to the point where I was getting Gel X. And baby, the Gel X was adding up. It was like $90.
Plus tip.
Yeah. Well, I think that was with the tip.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was $75.
It was a lot.
It doesn't matter. The point is, if you have to do that twice a month, month after month after month, it adds up.
Yeah.
And so what I said was 2025. Well, I stopped in 2024. 2025, we're not having any of that because, sorry, Trina, I can't. It doesn't align with my financial goals and this budget that I have for myself. So what I do is I do my own nails. I do my gel nails, and then like I'm really into the YouTube videos, and then I'm dabbling with Gel X. I've done one set, lost a couple, popped them right back on, and then we were good to go. But I do plan to get better and better and like practice, and then this is for entertainment purposes. I'm gonna do nails on the side without a license for like my friends and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Who are willing to be like, hey, I can give you $10 as opposed to, you know.
I mean, in no time, you will have bought your equipment back. Well, paid for your equipment.
I mean, if I get good enough, because I really like doing nails. If I get good enough, I will go
and get licensed.
And get the license.
Yeah.
And then, maybe.
This could be a whole new world, like era for you. I know so many people, I mean, who I've heard come across who've been like, I used to be an attorney doing this, that, and the third, a judge, and now I do facials. And they just completely I just feel empowered by conversations like those that let you know you don't have to work so hard your whole life. You can actually do things that bring you joy and are your leisure. And it seems like doing nails, it can even be therapeutic. I know on the receiving end it is. And I love the conversation I used to have with Trina when I would go. So it was more than just getting my nails done. It was a whole experience. But I think it's enjoyable for her as well to be able to just kind of have a girlfriend to talk to for an hour or so.
Much.
Yeah, I do too. I think, I thought about something, an idea. A lot of times when I am under the influence, entertainment purposes only, under the influence, I'll have these ideas. And one idea was like, what if there was a space for girlfriends to get together and do girlfriend things, like do each other's nails, but you could also get mimosas and drink and have food, things like that. But each table had, materials for you to do girlfriend things like your nails or play a cute little game, things like that. After thinking it through, it's like, I don't want to do that. But I do miss those kind of activities that we used to do growing up or even early adulthood when we had time, like when you were watching the show with your friend and doing nails.
Right.
Unfortunately.
I made time, to be clear, because that was law school.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, we don't make time, I guess, anymore. No. But we're going to do nails. If you need to be okay with just doing my regular nails and not doing Gel X or adding anything that is cured to my nail bed because they're on their way back.
I did mine yesterday, so that was like a little dabble into it. Anyway, the point was, I don't know what this career stuff is going to look like. I know that I don't. I no longer enjoy what I do. I'm in the DEI sphere, and I just predict it's just going to get worse starting tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah.
We're recording this on January 19th. Like the jobs are out there. A lot of people try to say, "Oh, DEI is going away." In some respects, it is, but also like there's mad jobs out there.
Yeah.
DEI, I see them every single flipping day. So it's not that I can't get another job in the field. The scary part is just I don't want it, and also like working where I work is draining on me, and like the mindset there, it doesn't align with me anymore. Before the whole like, oh yes, I'll be poor with the people because that's so admirable, and now it's like, give me my money.
Yeah. What do they call it when you buy a house and then that house, like you owe more than the house is worth?
Oh, you be underwater or upside down?
Yeah, that's what your job feels like when you talk about like the fact that you, like people have this perception of a lawyer, and the perception is that they're always like, well, Jen, you're good because you're a lawyer. Like you make bukus of money. And it's like, I'm actually like part of civil where I'm helping the community, and particularly the people in the community who don't have money to pay me, and I'm not being paid by them on retainer. It's different.
For 12 more months, because loan forgiveness is February 2026, and then I'm out.
And so, round of applause to Jennifer for her loans being forgiven, coming up here soon. Yay, woo woo. I wonder, why did Biden forgive some people's loans but not others? How come I didn't get in that category? I'm so confused.
It depended on, like the most recent one I think was like if a school like defrauded you or something like that. So like I know somebody who went to ITT Tech, so I would imagine all of their stuff has been forgiven because ITT.
Do you remember those commercials? What was wrong with them? Like what happened?
I don't know.
It was fraud?
Oh,
maybe.
I don't know. I'm speculating, but something like that. The law school that I was going to go to, remember? And I was like, oh, they got shut down. Yeah.
Did it? I did not know
they
that.
Didn't have accreditation.
That's what I think is the problem.
They lost accreditation. Okay. Because like people could not pass the bar after leaving that school. Granted, law school doesn't even teach you how to, whatever. Yeah, they closed.
It was worthless.
So anyway, basically. The people who went to school that fall under whatever that category is, their loans were forgiven. I think it was like the up to $30,000. I don't remember how people were getting that forgiven. I don't know. I opted out of that. And then also, I think some of the people like along my lines, the public service loan forgiveness.
I just like some people who I felt like they didn't fall in any of the categories you just talked about would post like, I got my loans forgiven. And I'm just like, what? How come I missed that bus? I don't know.
Yeah, like I know recently like a teacher that I know got his forgiven, but I don't think he cared. Like Leonard, for example, I think got his forgiven.
I was going to say Leonard got his forgiven, but
I'm not sure.
He's not a teacher. I just don't get it.
I don't know. I would have to ask him why he got forgiven. I think the point was after I get them forgiven, I feel like my world opens up because I need to stay in either government or public interest until February so my stuff can get forgiven.
And we got to ride this one out, Jen.
At this point.
Yeah, we got to.
I just don't know if I can write it out where I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the goal we've established is writing it out. Like, it's got to go. Yeah. I mean, is that your update for your career life?
I hate my job. Yes.
And and I think, it's important to be able to be transparent about these things because we are always under this pressure of like, don't do this, don't speak badly about that. And it's like, this is my reality. And that's part of your wellness is being able to like authentically speak your truth about your situation. And if you can't, that stuff stays inside. And I think it's a real thing that when we let things fester inside of us and we don't do anything about it, and we show more respect for how it'll be perceived by the public, our employer, or whoever, then that starts to turn into cancer. It starts to show up as anxiety. It starts to show up as pimples on your face, like insomnia, the small and the big, the heart attack, heart disease, diabetes. What is it? Cortisol, or those things that I feel like cortisol is one of those chemicals in our body that's created when we are stressed. I am not a medical professional at all. Disclaimer.
You could be right.
But I think that's what I have read. And Jay is giving the thumbs up. So you're also not a medical professional.
Okay.
But he is co-signing that he probably has seen this before. And so my point is, when we don't give attention to our wellness, or when we act like we can't talk about things that are our truth, that's what happens. Speaking of our truths, I have just engaged a therapist, and I am so happy because that took real effort. And so for anyone out there who is contemplating, should I start therapy? First of all, you don't have to, take every bone that's thrown at you. So I first vetted out a therapist from BetterHelp or BetterUp. I think it's BetterHelp. And that did not work. Like, it was so awkward and weird how it was set up for me. There wasn't a system that works for me to find a therapist that I would be like talking to and sharing all my business and seeking help from and guidance from. I'm a coach, which is very different, but I also have a coach, but now I also have a therapist. And so I also want to share the message that people who are in need of just wellness, that can look like many different things. It can look like all the things. So you don't just need a coach. You don't just need a therapist. You can possibly need both. And so for me, I'm super happy that I went through what I did in order to land with somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I really like and enjoy. We had a free consultation. She's available on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Yesterday for our consultation, she apologized for it, but she did not have to. But she had on comfy clothes, and her hair was pulled up in a bun. And she was like, "This is not how I normally come, but it's set." Every time I say the word "come," I'm sorry.
Girl,
this is not.
I mean, "come" is not bad. It's the fact that
it just makes me go there. I don't know why. It's like every time. I think it's because people have made such a joke out of it with the like, that's what she said. So I just am waiting for the punchline after I say the word. Anyway, she was like, "This is not how I normally come to therapy appointments. I apologize, but it's Sunday and she squeezed me in." But I'm like, actually, this is actually kind of cool. I was in my robe, and I was like, I get to come however I want to come. To the appointments. And so, but I wasn't turned off by her appearance at all. I was like actually grateful for it. It made me feel comfortable. And the fact that she will see me on Sundays. But I had to ask friends for recommendations. I had to go through my experience with BetterHelp. I had to go through insurance. I started with my own primary care, and that system is Aurora. And then I tried my husband's system, which is Ascension, and I got nowhere. And I finally, through a recommendation from a friend, got to this person. And it took work, I guess is my point.
Yep.
And imagine if I were in a moment of like a crisis, a breakdown.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, I feel like systematically we got to do better. Not we, because I don't like find somebody else to do it, but they got to do better. But yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And one of the things that I was able to do, even in the therapy session, I was proud of for myself. And that was, I allowed myself to take the easy route. And I'll explain. So in the therapy consultation, we were talking through how I would pay for the service, because my insurance deductible needs to be paid off first before it can be zero. So since the year just started, we have all of our deductible to pay to go. Insurance is such a scam anyway. But anyhow, so she's like, well, since you're an entrepreneur, well, not since I'm an entrepreneur, but she said she has a sliding scale, and pay arrangements can be made, and you can pay X amount if you make this amount of money per year, and it goes up from there. And so once we found where I land, she's like, well, I said, well, can I pay the insurance way where they would there were two ways to pay it. I don't even want to get into it because it takes too long. There was two ways to pay, and one way would take more effort from me to pay her directly and then pay toward my deductible. So I'd have to like pay her and then pay tell the insurance, send in a coupon or something. It was just a lot of other administrative stuff for me to do. And then the other way was just to simply pay her and then the insurance will figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I said to her, and I had to think it through, because normally I would have said, well, what's easier for you? Mm-hmm. Me talking to the person who's supposed to be providing me the service.
Right.
And that would have been my natural, like, just what would be easier for you, and I'll just take care of it. Mm-hmm. But I had to tell myself, Crystal, she's giving you two options, and why don't you just flip that around? So I did, and I said, whatever is going to be easier for me is the option I want to take. Mm-hmm. And she was happy with that, and she was like, great, okay, so we'll do it where you want to pay. You'll pay, I think it's the company she works for, because she's also a therapist, like, on her own. And I'm just going to pay. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, dang, what if she gets less of the cut and all of this? And I'm like, that is not my business. She is choosing to pay to work for both and offer me both options. I would like to take the easier way. I am the recipient of this service. Just communicate that you would like it to be the easier, whatever is going to be easier for me.
Kudos.
And I did that. And I'm so happy and proud of myself, because that is not normal for me to do. So, and I told her in my therapy session to get to the key issues. She was wanting to learn, like, what are the key issues that we need to be addressing here? Mm-hmm. And she was wonderful as she listened to me talk. And then she was like, oh, I have these resources and that, and we can do this. But one of the key issues is, as a coach, I'm like, I feel like such a hypocrite sometimes, because the resources and the solutions that I offer for my clients and that I provide for my clients and that I help them through, I'm a hypocrite because I don't do them myself. I don't apply them myself. But that's why I say any coach needs a coach, and you still need, I'm not this like perfect put together person just because I know how to put that together for you and help you through it and talk to you and tell you what you should do and hold you accountable to those things doesn't mean I can do it for myself. So I need that resource as well. So I'm telling her, I got to reconcile this, because I feel like a hypocrite sometimes because of what I tell my clients and help them with, congratulating them for all their success. Meanwhile, I'm over here breaking the fuck down. So it's like, yeah. So, but bringing it full circle back to your nails, I'm excited to get back into that, because one of the side effects of my anxiety is I bite. And so I don't bite my nails. I have always, I think it started with like hangnails. I would find little like loose pieces of dry skin or something and bite it off. And it's gross. And so I will do that until it's just like a nervous thing. Mm-hmm. And I'll do that until I don't have any flesh left around my damn bones on my skin. And it's gross. And so, but I don't think about it. I just do it when I'm in deep thought, when I'm nervous about something, when I'm agitated, and it's just like, it's there. And so I have to consciously not do that. And I almost think it's hereditary, because my aunt used to do it too. Mm-hmm. Rest in peace. I love you. But it's, Jennifer asked me one day on the phone. Jennifer was like, are you like, what's going on with your thumbs? And I was like, I don't have any skin left. Like, it's gone. The brown is gone. And I think it's starting to come back. I think I either like chewed away my melanin or
it almost looks like you have, what's it called?
Vitiligo on my hands. But you know what's crazy is that I didn't know that vitiligo is triggered by like an injury or something. Like, it's not something that normally people are born having. So it may be dormant, but then it can be triggered by an injury or something happening to their skin, and then it just grows. So hopefully I didn't do that to myself. I could have.
I never heard that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until a friend of mine who has it told me about her story of when it started. And so I had no idea that that's where it comes, how it could happen. I don't know if that's just for some people, but that's the story I heard. For me, though, for anyone who knows me and is wondering, do I suffer from vitiligo? I don't. I just suffer from anxiety, and my father suffered deeply from anxiety, like bad.
Mm.
And I wake up sometimes with anxiety out of my sleep. And do you? As you're nodding your head and agreeing, do you suffer from anxiety?
I have not been medically diagnosed, but per everything I see on the very reliable internet that describes anxiety, I believe yes.
What would you describe it as?
So there are times where, and maybe this is like a panic attack or something. I don't know. Where like the heart just, I can't slow it down, and I'm nervous, and so I may just sit there and like do that. Like I'm not noticing necessarily that I'm doing it, but I do that with my thumb, so I don't bite them.
What is that?
I'm just rubbing.
You're rubbing your thumb?
Mm-hmm. I just rub them. Or like I'll sit and do something like this. Something with my hands. And it's like a tick or something. I don't know.
Your braids when you're on.
That's different.
Well.
Under the influence. I'm talking about like anxiety.
Oh, okay. Jennifer rubs her braids when she's under the influence, but this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay.
Because I don't do that anymore. But yeah, it's a very, like sometimes it presents itself as like nervousness. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, I feel like, like impending doom. I don't know what the doom is, but it just feels like, you think, oh man, something bad's going to happen. Or I don't know, like anxiety causes me to feel when I'm just like I can't do anything because I feel stuck. Yeah. So I don't know. That's something I hope to flush out with my therapist and whenever I find another primary care doctor because she left the network. Carry on.
Healthcare is the ghetto right now. Like it is crap in my experience, in my world anyway. Anxiety for me feels like this nagging, I don't know. It's all the things that you just explained, but I wouldn't say I get to like panic attack level. Mm-hmm. I think it is just waking up and feeling unsettled, just feeling like I should either be doing something or did I forget something? Some days, I think things. Have you ever experienced where you had something planned? It was in your calendar, or it wasn't in your calendar, but the time passed, and then as an afterthought, you remember like, "Fuck, I was supposed to be there, or do this, or get back to this person, or call that person back, or text this person back, or present here, whatever." That has happened to me a couple times. And I don't know if it's because of just all of the crap that I try to make my brain do and process. And it's just like, bitch, we got to get rid of something. Mm-hmm. Or if it feels like neglect, though. And then you have this overwhelming sense of like, oh my God, I let somebody down. Guilt. Mm-hmm. That's what that's called. There's that. But then there's also just this nagging feeling that's unsettling. That's what anxiety feels like to me when I wake up in the morning sometimes. So, yeah.
To the point about like the panic attack, like they don't happen often at all. I had one, I don't know, Jay, if you even remember. So this was many, many moons ago when we lived out there. And like you were over because I remember you being there and we were in the kitchen and I was cooking. And then all of a sudden I was like, ooh, I got to go lay down. Because like my heart, it just... I don't know, like before you're about to go like do a presentation or something or how nervous you feel, like I was just leveled right there. Yeah. And I'm deep breathing, all that, but I can't calm it down. So I just went in the room and I laid there, heart still beating like out of my chest. And like it took a while. Eventually it went away. I'm like, I'm just going to try to like fall asleep or something. But yeah, it just all of a sudden it just comes on. It's like, I don't even know
what's happening,
what to do or anything. Yeah.
So I'm really excited to take this journey with my therapist. The last time I myself had a therapist was years ago. And I love that this therapist I met with yesterday asked me about my experience with therapy so that I could, she asked me, what did you like? What did you not like? What worked? What did not work? And I was able to say, I don't think that anything necessarily like didn't work, but what I noticed is that the therapist I had years ago, although she was wonderful, she was a older Jewish woman. And so some of the cultural dynamics did not align between myself and herself. Yeah. For instance, we had couples therapy, and this was not with the person I'm with, my husband now, but I had couples therapy with a former partner with her, and she couldn't get past that we didn't do everything together. It was like mind-boggling to her that I wanted to go out with a friend, or he wanted to go out with his family or friends, and we weren't doing that together all the time. And she's like, no, you guys should be doing everything together. And I was like, we have to get past this, because we're not doing that.
Right.
And so sometimes that was in the way, and you only get an hour, and really the hour is really like 45 minutes by the time you're actually getting into the discussion. And so she wanted to spend 10 or 15 minutes walking us through why it was important that we do everything together, when we both knew that's not culturally what we're going to be doing. Because I'm okay with him going over here sometimes, and he's okay with me going over there sometimes. And if it were a problem, that would actually be something we would probably need to work through in therapy. Is like, why is it not okay that I go with my friends sometimes, for either of us? For her, she would have thought the opposite of like, oh no, he's right that you shouldn't be going with your friends sometimes, or vice versa. So that's where I think it's super important that you find a provider that aligns with you in more ways that you might naturally think of. Like, culturally, is this a good fit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to everything, but I was so stuck on the whole like doing everything together, because I see couples who do that, and to me that's just, the word I want to say is weird, but I'm gonna go with interesting to me. That like, you just like, sometimes there's stuff that I would want to do with my girlfriends and not with my dude.
Even alone, like there are things that I want to do alone sometimes, and I think that's just a personality thing.
Yeah.
But for a therapist to not hear you and be stuck on her own sense of like what she feels is right for, that's such a anecdotal thing where it's like, that's not, both of us are okay with that. Right. So we got to get, like, you're the only one here in this, and this isn't a trilogy. This isn't a threesome. Thank you. This isn't a threesome. It's me and him, and I need you to help us. Right. But you're over here telling us that we're both wrong, and we need to spend every waking minute together and go to bed together. No.
It's insanity.
So I am excited for my journey. She is a Black woman, and she, so far, I think she gets it. Yeah. So I'm super, she's interested in safety, and not like physical safety. She's interested in mental safety and like, what's safe for you mentally, emotionally. Are you in environments that are safe for you mentally and emotionally?
Right.
And determining, is it safe, kind of a thing. So that could be work. That could be, any situation you're in. Is it emotionally, mentally safe? Because I think we always kind of defer to we always assume safety means like physically safe. Are you being beaten at home? That kind of a thing. But it could look like mental abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse. There's so many other types of abuses. Abuse. There's so many other forms of abuse than physical abuse.
Yeah.
And so
I am excited to rekindle, if you will, my relationship with my therapist the 27th. That's when I go back. So a week from tomorrow.
How long? I didn't know that you stopped.
I went to therapy one time last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just out here.
Just
because
raw dogging it.
I really got to talk, like, the work thing. That's where I think, like, mentally, I don't think it's a safe space for me.
Yeah.
As a Black woman in that space, doing the work that I do. Like, I don't think it's good. And so, I want to be very brash. Is that the word? What's the word?
Crass?
No, not that. Where you just like, I'm just gonna walk into the office and quit my job. What's that called?
That's impulsive. I don't know.
But there's a word. There's like a B word for it. I thought whatever.
Maybe it could be brash. Let's use brash.
But that don't mean nothing. I need to know how many minutes have we.
What does that mean? I got the time on my phone.
Don't worry about her.
No, Jay needs to worry about me. Thank you, Jay. You were saying, can we? I have somewhere to be.
Crystal, if you think I'm going to rush through my talk about my therapist,
I didn't say that you needed to rush. I was just saying, noting that yes, he's correct. Go ahead.
Where was I?
Brash. You want to be brash when you go into work.
Yeah, like, and I don't think it's smart necessarily to do that. Like, I've been thinking like, worst case scenario, okay, I could draw some little unemployment for a little bit. That ain't gonna pay my bills, but I could draw it. And like the 401k, it's there. It's just sitting there. Granted, should I be keeping that for my retirement?
Yeah.
I should, but it's my money.
It is.
And in my mind, delusional maybe, I know I'm gonna turn around and get another job and be and be able to replenish it and then some and be good.
Yeah.
But that could be my emotions.
Right. You don't want to act off your emotions alone.
I don't feel today how I normally feel on a Sunday evening at 5:00.
Yeah.
Because I don't have work tomorrow. But tomorrow this time, it's going to start to like bubble up.
And that's a real thing.
Dread.
Your body's having a physical reaction to the environment that it knows it's about to have to go into.
And I don't even go to work. Like, I work from home. And I feel that.
It's interesting because I work with interns, right? And I was asking them about, their transition into the workforce. And one of them was like, oh, I really love that, when I'm sick, my manager allows me to go home and work from home. And I had to, tell her, hey, so I just want you to be mindful that that could teeter on. Like, it might be comfortable for you to do that because you got a minor cold or whatever. But if you're sick back in the day before COVID, if you were sick, you went home and did not work and you allowed your body to rest. Now, when we're sick, we're told we can work from home, but you're not allowing your body to rest. And that is not okay always. And I think that is for the person to determine but is the person equipped to make that decision? Because someone like me, before being conscious of what I do and being, conscious about how I actually should be doing it, I would say I'll go home and work and I'll be one hand on the keyboard trying to get some stuff done for a job who will replace me. I mean, before they have my paperwork ready to be like, you got to get out. So, when you say I don't go to work, I just, I feel like you do. I think you know that, but
physically, I do. It's not like, oh, I walk into the building and I feel this dread. It's like, no, just knowing that Monday, once the emails start flowing and the team starts going off and all of that, I'm going to feel what I feel. They're also getting really cute with like snow days. Okay, so if you're closing the physical office, why? In Jesus's name, am I working at home when those of us with children, our children are at home? I'm taking off. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, I'm not, because I can't work, first of all. But also, I'm not.
At all. I hate that. That's insane. Yeah. I don't know, girl.
And take those sick days, girl. And I don't subscribe to anymore. Like, oh, I'm going to work a little bit. Nope.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling effed up in here, I'm taking a mental health day. Oh, yeah. Pointing to my head, guys. Because I got this sick leave. I'm using it.
Yep.
I earned it. It's mine.
Well, kudos to you. We're going to find our way out of this.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's managing multiple jobs now that I am working for myself. But I'm serving multiple communities as I work for myself. My coaching community, my Best Ed business community, and I work for, I have a client that is my former employer, but that's a whole nother job. So that's 3 jobs that I have to manage Monday to Friday. And I'm not even going to get
Just Monday to
into,
Friday?
right.
'Cause I feel like it's beyond.
It's not. It's Saturday and Sunday as well.
And evenings.
Nights and weekends. So it's just a lot. And it just is going to take more effort to, figure that out and organize it. And for you, with all of your ambitions with the nails and the planner and Etsy shop, you're going to be entering into my world a little bit.
I guarantee I won't. I will quit all this shit before I'm working every day of the week and working. I cannot. I think also you're in a different place with like having a child who's like behind you don't have to wipe after he goes poop. You know what I mean? Like I cannot. And I won't.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, guys.
So you can find us on Spotify, Apple. Where else we at, Jay?
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio. We didn't mention it on the last episode. But
it's like, because y'all listening. So like clearly.
Right.
Y'all at least found us somewhere.
Find us, okay? And then on Instagram, we are @FNLadies_podcast. And on Facebook, we are Such a Effin' Lady. We ain't got no TikTok.
And nobody, well, actually, no, it's back now.
It's back now.
But if y'all want to support that,
what's one thing TikTok and Jay have in common? They died and came back.
But I'm bumped.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.